I want to watch this again and react to it. I've had some people reference this in my live stream chats, so I'm just gonna watch and react to it so people officially know where I stand. This is AndyPants Gaming.
So, in case you didn't hear the news yet, Henry has the option to be gay in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is a dramatic departure from the based Christian first game. There's a scene where you and your best friend Hans are hanging out, and you playing as Henry can choose to kiss him on the mouth and pursue a gay relationship
True.
now. Yuck.
It's real.
But it actually gets much worse.
In case you don't know, there's a dialogue that pops up, and you have two options. One is basically the neutral option, let's go or whatever, and then the second one has a heart next to it, and it says I care about you. And this is from Henry to Hans, so it's very obvious that's how you would initiate the gay sex. Obviously, I'm not gay, so I picked the other one, but it's real. I saw it. It was about 30 hours into the game, maybe 20 something hours in the game. I saw it.
And there is a full-on gay sex scene between Henry and Hans. I'm blurring it out. I'm not even going to show it here
Saudi
because
Arabia
it's freaking
was
disgusting.
right.
So
They were.
why is this a big deal? Characters have the option to be gay in RPGs all the time, right? Starfield, Mass Effect, Dragon Age. Why is this one different?
And this is exactly what happened. I had people basically saying, well, it's actually a good thing that they made him gay because it's an RPG and it's all about freedom of choice. And this just adds more choices, which means more freedom, which makes it a better RPG, right? This is what I had people saying in my chat.
Well, it's different because Henry has always been explicitly stated to be both a Christian man and a heterosexual man, not by the fans, but by the...
Yeah, by the way, the first fucking cutscene in the first game, like the first dialogue-based cutscene, not only is it established that Henry has a girlfriend, Bianca, but the first fucking thing he does that you see his character do in a cutscene is looking at Teresa's ass as she walks away. You can't make this up. This is real in the first game. These people just obviously didn't play the first game if they're justifying this.
developer, Warhorse Studios. Warhorse Studios was asked this question directly in 2018. Will there be some kind of same-sex romance in KCD1? Warhorse responded, no, you will play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith, and he already does have a background story in which he is not bi or homosexual.
I saw this
The
thread.
person asked again, so those players who are not straight will be forced to romance a woman? Warhorse responded, nobody will force you to do anything, but you will play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith, and yes, he is straight and white and male from Bohemia. In case you're not familiar with KCD1, it is a highly historical.
He went back on that, huh?
1403 Bohemia, and it wouldn't make any sense
This
at
is why
all
people
for
are
Henry
mad
to
at Daniel
even have the
Bavra.
option of being gay. So the developer wisely left it out of the first game. Were Henry to become gay in this world, every person in the world would comment on it. He would be outcast from society. He would probably be burned at the stake for being a degeneraate, as was common at the time, etc., etc.
Yeah,
so the fundamental difference is that a game like Mass Effect or Dragon Age or Cyberpunk are fictionalized worlds where the creators can honestly do whatever they want.
Yeah, this is part of it too. This isn't the sole reason, I think. The main reason is that Henry was already established. He was already an established character in the first game. He was straight, he was white, he was Christian, and pretty much all of his interactions, right? This is how his characterization was shown. So that's why people are upset, because they completely betrayed his established character. And yes, it is a historical piece. So there's also that. Whereas, yeah, Mass Effect is obviously completely fictional. Same with Witcher. But even if, this is why I don't really care about this argument, because you don't need to make this argument, right? It's not really essential. Because then you could say, oh, Witcher's fictional. We could make Geralt gay because it's in a fictional game. They can do whatever they want, right? Well, no. Fans are still going to be pissed if they made Witcher 4. Well, fans are already pissed about Witcher 4 because it doesn't even have Geralt. But if it did, and they made Geralt gay in Witcher 4, people would be just as upset, I think. So,
Kingdom Come Deliverance is not that game. KCD1 is a historical game set in a historical place with historical locations and historical people. Making Henry gay in KCD2 would be as ridiculous as Henry suddenly becoming a gay black lesbian or holding up a Black Lives Matter sign or advocating for trans rights. And that is, of course, exactly what happened.
Yeah, imagine a peasant struggling to live in fucking medieval Bohemia, and they're like, actually, you know, I've been having some troubles. I think I might be a woman born in a man's body. No, you're fucking struggling to survive, to pay your fucking taxes and get food to eat. You don't have time to fucking think about your fucking gender
identity. In
identity.
2019, Warhorse was
Jesus.
purchased by Embracer Group. Embracer Group has specific diversity quotas and representation goals they have to meet.
Fucking BlackRock.
Let's read directly from their sustainability report.
It's not a coincidence.
And huge credit to Endymion for finding this. And to be clear here, Embracer owns and controls absolutely everything that Warhorse does. Warhorse doesn't sneeze unless Embracer tells them to. The report reads, Embracer Group believes that a more diverse and inclusive workplace will create more diverse and inclusive games and entertainment. Embracer Group wants to develop games and entertainment for everyone, regardless of background, gender, age, or ability. Lately, the parent company has focused on making our products mirror their audiences even better. So, of course, Daniel Vavra, the game's creator, is running defense for his parent company and the forced DEI that they've put in the game. We see this in how Daniel is changing his story constantly on Twitter. At one point, he's saying it's not a Christian game. Another time, he's saying it is a Christian game.
Wait, what was that? It's not mandatory and it's not Christian game grifter bot. Like all the themes in the game are Christian. The main character is Christian. Everyone in the fucking game is Christian, pretty much. Yeah, I mean this. Okay.
Saying it's not a Christian game. Another time,
it's anti-Christianity? Who told you? Or you just made it up? Okay.
He's saying it is a Christian game. But when a corporation is controlling you like an effing hand puppet, you start acting like this. And hey, at least when he sold his soul for Embracer's cash, the payout was good. You get that money, player. When it's all said and done, he allowed his own creation to be pumped full of gay, DEI, and ESG, just like they're pumping American children with puberty blockers right now. He destroyed a franchise and a game that we loved. Another thing people are saying here is, but you don't have to be gay. Henry can be straight in your playthrough. And I'll go back to my statement from my last video. Is a man who's open to optionally taking a banger in the mouth straight?
He's got a point.
That dude is gay.
I've heard that argument a lot too.
The fact that they've even given Henry the option to be gay.
See, here's the problem. The option is there. The problem is, gosh, the thing that makes it even worse is that it's with Hans. So every interaction you had, every bro interaction that Henry and Hans have, I don't know, imagine like two frat bros who are great friends, right? They're just friends. They're bros. And then suddenly, oh, well, that's a cool relationship between two men who like women, but what if we made them each gay and like each other? That's what they did. And it's really fucked up because it kind of ruins all of the subtext from all the dialogue between Henry and Hans now, because even if it's subconsciously, oh yeah, these two can be gay together. So it kind of ruins a lot of it. It really fucks up your immersion. And I mean, this is coming from someone who's played the game like 50 hours now at this point. So it's real. Just because it's an option and you don't have to pick it doesn't mean it doesn't fuck with your perception of the character.
Demonstrates that they caved to 2025 global homo politics, because the developer themselves explicitly stated he was a Christian man in the first game, and they've changed that now. What they've essentially done with KCD2 is killed off the Henry we know and love and replaced him with a skin suit 2025 Henry who wears a banana hammock and goes to pride parades. So this studio and this game are dead to me. You can do what you want, but there's tons of good stuff to play right now, and I will not be touching this game. One comment put it really well. This game is now Brokeback Daniel's medieval cosplay, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's also, a little bit of an overstatement,
here
but
is
it's
how
funny.
Explicitly Christian the games have always been. In KCD1, every town and city you walk through, the standard greeting is...
Yeah, this is what surprised me, that he said it wasn't a Christian game. Every fucking NPC in the game nearly is Christian. Yeah, exactly. People go, Jesus Christ be praised. Like everywhere you go.
Jesus Christ be praised. Daniel, how can you praise Jesus Christ when you're taking it up the butt from another dude?
Hey, you said it, not me.
Spoiler alert, you can't. Christianity specifically forbids homosexuality. More on that in a minute. There are a few other details in this game that YouTubers like Endymion are pointing out that state the explicitly Christian nature of the game. Henry's sword says IHS on it in KCD2.
I mean, it's
I
not a
remember
secret.
seeing this on
The game's
Bibles
always
when I
been
was growing
Christian.
up. I'm Protestant, not Catholic, by the way.
People are just
but
trying
in
to
Latin, it translates to
it's not Christian, it's okay, he's
gay.
No, it was always a Christian
means
game.
Jesus, Savior of the world. So the dude's freaking sword says Jesus is the Savior of the world on it. But don't worry, in a few minutes, he's going to gobble some dude's dick and completely disobey all of Jesus's commands. When asked, is Henry a Christian? I thought this comment online captured it really well. Henry grew up in a time and a place where everyone in his society was a Christian. He frequently refers to both himself and his fellow Bohemians as good Christians.
See?
The marketing in 2025 for the game says, Jesus Christ be praised. Jesus Christ be praised. Luke
Not a
Dale,
Christian game, by the
actor
way.
who plays Henry, is on his Twitter saying, Jesus Christ be praised. Here's a shot of a guy from KCD2 doing the sign of the cross. So given that KCD 1 and 2 are so explicitly Christian, given that Henry has stated himself to be a Christian, given that these games are reverent of Christianity and whether Daniel likes it or not, they are Christian games. What does Christianity say about homosexuality? Well, it's not good, my dudes, and this is the icing on the cake for me and why I will not be touching this woke slop. Christianity, which this game claims to represent, has for 2,000 years said that homosexual activity is sinful. You can get mad at me, but all I'm about to do...
Oh, but that's the Old Testament. That it's different now. Now we're tolerant of everything in our churches.
...is read from the Bible, so get mad at God, not me. Leviticus 18:22. You shall not lie with a man as with a woman. It is an abomination. Leviticus 20:13. If a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them. Oh, AndyPants, that's the Old Testament. Jesus was totally fine with gay sex. Oops, not true. In Matthew 10:15, Jesus says this, truly I tell you, it will be more bearable for Sodom and Gomorrah on the day of judgment than for that town. Sodom and Gomorrah were cities that were destroyed by fire from heaven for practicing homosexuality. So here you have Jesus, the creator of the world, referencing the righteous destruction of these cities. 1 Corinthians 6:9 says, men who practice homosexuality will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. 1 Timothy 1:10 says that homosexual acts are sinful. Romans 1:26.
I mean, we don't need all this, but yes, everyone knows Christianity very clearly not pro-homo. That's just new, that's very new stuff. Like last 100 years new stuff. You know?
Says that homosexual acts are sinful. So given that Henry is stated explicitly to be a Christian several times by the developer, and given that Henry follows the Bible and Christian doctrine, why would this developer make him gay?
Well, I don't know.
And
why
would
they?
The answer is that Warhorse caved to the woke mob.
Because BlackRock.
And it's exclusively because of BlackRock and Embracer.
There they are.
And because of the influence of the noses and the influence of woke homosexuals in the game industry. Create a fictional world if you want to do this stuff. Nobody cares what you do in your fictional...
No, create an original fictional world. Don't just create... Don't take... Like I said, don't take Geralt from The Witcher and make him gay. It's not okay just because it's a fictional world to do that. It's about the fucking characters. That's great and all, that it's a historical timepiece and it's a mostly Christian game, but that's not the argument I care about. The argument I care about is that these are characters that had established traits and personalities and flaws and preferences, and they just did a 180 on that to try to appeal to the modern audience. And completely betrayed their core fan base in the process.
Game, but don't try to make an explicitly Christian medieval game and push your BS 2025 politics and disgusting degeneracy in our game. I will not be playing this game because it's woke and evil, and I won't support what they've done here.
I will say this. I've been playing the game, like I said, because I've been streaming it. And I want to see what it was all really about. And I really liked the first game. I played through it. I played it like 100 hours. I've had some people ask me like, oh, how would you rate the game? My consensus, if you are interested in these games and you never played them, get the first game on sale or something, or a third-party website, right? And if you play through the first game, it'll probably take you like 50 hours to beat it. So if you actually finish the game and you're like, oh man, I want to play more Kingdom Come Deliverance, then at that point, you can get the second game. because you'll probably like it, and I wouldn't want you to miss out on a game you'll like just because of a gay romance option. Which, again, it's not like it's nothing. It's a big deal to a lot of people. I don't like it either, but it's a game that a lot of people would enjoy playing. So I usually wouldn't advocate for this, but there are ways of playing games without supporting the developer, if you know what I mean. So if you're really interested, if you really want to play the second game, but you're really upset about this shit, like I am, like AndyPants obviously is, then you don't have to buy the game to play it, if you understand what I'm saying.
As I said before, there's tons of games to play right now. This game could sell 20 million copies and it wouldn't affect me in the slightest. I also think if you're a Christian, you should very much reconsider playing this game. The creators of this game are mocking you and they're mocking your faith. The subtext around Henry and Hans is that men can't actually be friends, and every male friendship
this
is
exactly
just a
what
gay
I was saying.
relation.
This is exactly what I'm saying. This is why it fucks it up so much, because you have the classic like bro archetype, and then it's like, oh, but two dudes being friends, being bros? Nope. They're gay now. We got to make them fucking gay. We got to get our dirty little hands in there. You can't just have two bros being bros. No, no, no. That must be gay. They must be gay, right? They can't just be friends. But again, you don't have to not play the game if you're interested in it. You can just play it without buying it, you know? And the first game is still really good. So again, if you're just getting into this for the first time through this controversy, you'll probably like the first game. The first game is still pure, and it's a good game.
Relationship waiting to happen. It's disgusting. They're mocking Christianity and they're mocking you. And I personally wouldn't mock Christianity because it might actually turn out to be true one day. There are several anti-woke content creators who actually turned out to be not very based because they're supporting this game. Guys like
I
Smash
supported
JT,
this game. I paid money for it.
and Nure on
It is
Twitter.
what it is. I want to stream it.
Actually called me a homophobe on Twitter, and I was thinking, do you work for BioWare now? What's baffling to me is that they don't see the forced 2025 global homo politics that are being obviously injected into this Christian game. But I also have a suspicion that they would be totally fine with trans stuff and gay stuff in every game from here on out, as long as the game had tits.
Ooh.
What you can count on from this channel is I will always call out the wokeness and degeneracy. I'm not okay with gay stuff in a game just because it has tits in it. If you want to know my real views on this, I am for free speech in games. I think developers should make whatever game they want to make, just like I can choose to not play their game. What my channel is about rejecting the wokeness that has infected every single game and development studio the past few years.
Yeah, it's true.
Me not recommending this game actually has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a Christian. Had there been a based Muslim video game in which he followed his religion strictly and then they made him gay in the second game, I would be 100% against that. But nobody seems to see the hypocrisy in their position on this, and I have a suspicion it's because of woke right content creators who, like I said, are okay with gay stuff as long as there's tits. But it's okay, my dudes. I leave y'all with the words of Jesus. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. I'm out.
Okay. So
to me, you can do what that they would be totally fine with trans stuff and they're mocking your faith. The subtext around him.
I mean, I agree with them. I'm not, I mean, he's obviously a devout Christian. I'm not really religious, but he has some points that I haven't really cared to make about the, you know, about it's a Christian game and bringing up Testament, stuff like that. Again, I'm just focused on the characters. I don't like that they had this character, they wrote him in this way, and they completely fucking corrupted him for the sake of DEI, for the sake of BlackRock bucks. That's my big argument. And again, I'll bring up the Witcher argument. People wouldn't stand for this if they did this to Geralt, if they made Geralt gay. Just even though it's just a fictional world, so you can do whatever you want, right? It still doesn't make it okay. So I think this argument is just kind of icing on the cake. But I agree with most of what he says. Honestly, I think I agreed with pretty much everything that he said. He's obviously more extreme than I am, but it doesn't mean I disagree with the sentiment. I pretty much am on board with him. The thing I would say is, again, you don't have to not play the game. You can play the game. If you loved Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, right? You loved it. You played it. It was a historical timepiece game. I never played a game like this, and you really enjoyed it. Don't let that take away the second game from you. It's still a good game, and you don't have to buy it. Again, don't support the developers if you're upset about this shit, but you really wanted to play the game. You don't have to buy the game to play it. And again, I point you to Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. That's a great game. It's still pure. It wasn't corrupted. You can always play that game. But yeah, it's a shame. The game could have, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 could have been so much more if they didn't fucking bend the knee and put the gay shit in it. So I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, like it. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. I'm a new channel, so subscriptions go a really long way. Thanks for watching. Peace.